Como é que é, pessoal? Bem-vindos novamente ao Undergrounds Voice ao vivo. Hoje tenho o prazer de receber o Ants, baterista de The Gathering. Man, thank you so much for being here. It's a huge honor to meet you and to receive you at Undergrounds Voice. So you guys are finally working on a new album. So
Yeah.
how's being all the writing and composing process of the new songs, and what can you expect about these songs?
Well, we have recorded a lot, I can say. We had quite a lot of material, and we decided to work with Attibau. He's the producer of the new album, and he also worked on Home and on How to Measure a Planet. And yeah, we know Atti quite well. He's a friend of ours. And with this material, we were really thinking that it would be good to have a producer, to not do everything on our own, but this time to use the magic of Atti. And we recorded almost everything. We still have to record vocals and some things, so we're not finished yet. But it's yeah. What can I say about it? It's a big trip. It's a big adventure, and it's difficult for me to get hold on how it sounds to put it in words. Really,
Yeah.
it's you can hear that Ati is working with us. That's for sure. And yeah, I'm very enthusiastic about it. But every musician is always enthusiastic about his new album. So I find it quite difficult to say something about it. I think people have to listen to it. So we hope to finish it soon, and then can show the world, in fact, how it sounds.
Will it be released this year?
Yeah, that's we have the virus is going on, so everybody knows. And but the plan is really that we really want to release it this year. So we are aiming after the summer, but it depends on recordings. We want to record with Celia, of course, and yeah, it's difficult to travel right now. So she has to. Well, it's the idea that she's coming to Holland to record vocals, but yeah, it's difficult because of the virus. So we're looking for maybe other possibilities, but the main thing is we really want to have a new album this year. Yeah.
We hope so. So it will be the first album since Afterwards that was released more than 7 years ago, and it's actually considered one of the best albums of the band. Also, in the meantime, you released live albums and some compilations. But since so much time has passed, what led you take to write a new album in the middle of a pandemic?
Let me say first that afterwards we don't see afterwards as the last studio album. We all see Disclosure as our last studio album, and afterwards was a more or less a sort of after party, Disclosure after party. Frank and Rene really wanted to do some extra things, to make remixes. We had some sounds going on and some ideas, so and we developed it in a sort of it's a mini album maybe, but it's a long album. And but that said, it's really we don't see it as a full length album of the Gathering, more a sort of EP kind of thing, or a glitch or whatever, something. Okay. Uh, the question was about the new album.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What did you guys take so long, and now you're gonna release an album in the middle of a pandemic?
How it is? It's strange because touring is nearly impossible. Everything is unsure, especially this year, and I'm afraid it will take a while. Um, it will become difficult to tour. On the other hand, what we can do is make new music, and you can do it on a distance, of course. Send files, send ideas to each other, and that's the thing we can do, and that's what we did. the last year, whole 2020. Just bounced back emails with files, and that's what we did. So we tried to really to focus on making new material, writing new material, talking about it, and that's what we did. So the main focus was really uh, writing. And yeah, the virus. Yeah, it's what can we do? What can we say about it? Did it? Yeah, did it influence the new music? I think so. I think so. But on the other hand, it's difficult to say because we're still into it. It's difficult to say something about it. I think we have to wait. After the whole thing, the whole when it's totally over, maybe we can say that what was the influence, and but it's difficult to say something about it right now.
It's true. And what made you take an hiatus in 2014, I think, and return 3 years later?
So, sorry, I didn't. The connection was really a
Yeah,
bit.
it's not so good.
what
But what made you take an hiatus in 2014 and return 3 years later?
that we stopped? You mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. After we did the well, Maya Line, of course, the bass player left the band in 2014, and on the other hand, we also had our birthday. We existed for 25 years, and we really wanted to do something with it. So we did the live at Doornroosje record, the live record with all the old band members, which was totally great and excellent. And it turned out way much better than we expected, really. And we were really very proud of it that we could do this, with all of all old members, ex-members. But on the other hand, we were also a bit empty. Like the whole thing of touring, making albums, we really needed to have a break, a long break. And yeah, we started again more or less in 2018 again with playing again a bit, and also talking about writing new songs. But we really needed it. We really needed it, sort of, yeah, a sort of break. And it lasted for 4 years. So, uh, yeah, of course, if you're getting older, you have other things in life, like your family. Uh, we all have a job besides the gathering. So we're not full-time musicians. And especially now with COVID, it's almost impossible, to be a full-time musician, especially, you don't have an income anymore as it comes to live gigs and tours. So I think it was necessarily, and on the other hand, it was good. So some people, yeah, we all worked really. We all did other things besides music. And after 25 years, yeah, we really needed it. A sort of contemplation, also thinking about how do you see the future right now personally, and also the band. So we had to take a step back, really, and that's what we did.
Was the possibility of the band split up a reality back in that day, or no?
No, no, not a split up. I think that no, that didn't feel right to split up. It was really like we need to have a break.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, we said we need a break. Some other bands like Tool, they just don't make music. Like they didn't split up. But they just don't make music for 10 years. And there are other bands, who just don't say anything. They like Portishead. They say, yeah, next year maybe we're going to make a new album, and they didn't make a new album for 15 years already, or something, or 10 or 15 years. So it's not necessarily, we don't have to, constantly uh, say to people, that what we are doing. Yeah, I mean that's, yeah, I don't think it's that important as well. If we feel something, if we're all on the same page, and we have new music, then it happens anyway. So, and it is for us, and I think it counts also for other bands.
Yeah. Last year was the 25th anniversary of Mandalorian, and beside of being your greatest masterpiece, of course, is also one of the best and most important doom metal albums, and also one of the greatest released of the 90s. So, how do you feel knowing that the album is still considered one of the most important albums ever, and it still continues to influence many bands?
Well, if I hear it right now, I'm glad you say that you say it's a doom metal. I really think it's a doom metal album,
It is.
and it's not that different from Always, really. Our first album. It's that's also a doom metal album with female vocals and also with Bart as as the grunt vocalist. And Mandillion is of course solely Anneke singing. It is doom metal. I think it's doom metal. I think the basic layer is doom metal with some influences here and there. So what can I say about it? If I hear the album right now, it sounds a bit like, sometimes I'm really thinking like, come on, oh, this is, why so long, why do you come on, this can be, shorter, and you always hear things that you can do better. But on the other hand, I think it's a very enthusiastic album. You can hear the joy, I think. And I think that's the power of the album. You can hear that we worked with a lot of joy, and we were very happy that we went to a good studio with a good producer. We were happy with Anneke and as a new vocalist. And it's a new page. It's a new turning to a new page, in fact, and that's what you can hear. And of course, we had good material as well, and with good melodies, and on top of it, Anneke, of course, So I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of the album. Still very, very proud of the album. And yeah, what can I say about it? It's of course a bit difficult. I would love to play it, in its totally, but that's of course impossible. You have to do that with the lineup you have made it, So that's impossible to do. But we love to play now and then, to play one or two songs from the album. Yeah, what can I say about it? It's there is some, I can say there is some magic in the album, and it's also very, very nice to see that it influenced so many people, so many that is so important for so many people, and that it influenced so many bands and musicians. um, it's not really a high technical album, everybody can play along with it, more or less, with drumming or guitars, I think. So it's not about the technique, this album. It's totally about the atmosphere,
Yeah.
and what it gives, and that's where we deliver, really. That's where we, that's where we deliver. That's what you can hear. uh, I'm very proud of it. On the other hand, if I can say one thing, the cover, nowadays, well, it looks very much like the Dead Can Dance cover, right? It's
A little.
not black and white but red, and I was like, how the hell is this possible that we did this, that it did. I knew Dead Can Dance, yes, and did I knew the cover, maybe, but we never made a sort of connection with it, or maybe we did, but we just did it. And so we were not really thinking that much about it, we just did it. And nowadays, you're getting older, you overthink things way much more, and that's also a bit, yeah, that's a bit, yeah, that's not, yeah, not really, uh, it's a sort of handicap, really. You overthink everything, and that's Mandillion, a sort of youth kind of power, sort of.
It is. It is.
But more or less the same goes for Always, which is also sort of maybe juvenile, kind of happy, but it's dark music, and but you can feel a lot of power in it, and yeah, still proud of it. Yeah.
That's great. Both are great albums. Did you have any idea of the dimension of what you were doing while writing Mandalorian?
that we were thinking that we made something special. No, we were just happy that we have found a record company with Century Media, and Robert, the owner of Century Media, he came to a live gig and he liked it and he wanted to sign us immediately. And he also said, like, yeah, you can go into the studio in about 1 month or 2 months from now. Are you ready for it? So yeah, we just did it. It was just like, yeah, not thinking too much, and we just did it. We just hopped on, really.
That's the
So
magic of music, right?
sorry,
That's the magic of music.
I think so. Yeah, I think the magic of music is the fact that you don't think what you are doing. You know, just do it, more or less. Don't overthink, and don't think about what people think about it. You know, or your fan base, or just write music you want to write. You know, or what you want to say, and but no, we were just very very happy that period that we really could do something, that we really could make an album, and there was no big plan behind it, and surely not like, you know, that we had something like, okay, this will be a classic. Of course not.
Yeah.
We just were happy that we could make an album in a professional studio where Tiamat recorded albums, you know, and Moonspell and a lot of Century Media bands. And now we could go to Germany to the studio in Hagen and record an album for, you know, and we had time for 10 days or 12 days. And magic, really. That was already uh, the bonus, really. Sort of the, yeah, we didn't think about consequences or what people would think about it.
Yeah. And Annika left the band in 2007, and Celia only joined the band 2 years later, more or less. Um, how was the process of finding and choosing a new lead singer so complicated?
If you have a band member like Anneke who's leaving the band with such uh, which is such a caliber, you know, such uh, a very nice person as well, you know. So she was a friend of ours. Besides that, you know, and of course, so talented, you know. Um, it is difficult, I think, to replace.
It is.
So that was a thing, of course. Like, yeah. And nowadays you see it more, you know. Like Nightwish also had, you know, to replace a singer twice. And of course, we already did it, of course, with Bart, of course. And the second album we had Niels. So we more or less, you know, had yeah, know what we could do and what could happen. Uh, yeah, of course, you think you like what can you do? We were thinking maybe to work like Massive Attack, you know, with more vocalists. So you can put away a bit the fact that you have one new vocalist, you know, to have the pressure on her or his shoulder, you know, because you have to fill big shoes. And that was the main idea. And we started working with other vocalists, with Anne, with Marcella, of course, you know, and at a certain point also with Celia. But we had a good click with Celia, and we liked what she did. We liked her as a person, and just we decided really that, okay, now we are a band and not a project. We still a band and not a project. So we decided to continue with one of vocalists, really, and yeah, maybe with guests on the West Pole. Of course, we worked with the guests, and we decided to keep, of course, the vocal lines of Anna and Marcella. So yeah, yeah, it's more or less the same. Like, okay, let's do it. You know, this
Yeah.
people will, yeah, we will lose people, and maybe we will gain some people, and just write new music, just see what happens. And maybe we had to take a bit more time in retrospect. You know, I think the West Pole was a bit too fast, really. I think we could write a bit more songs and focus a bit more on the album, and maybe write more tracks and overthink things a bit more. But that's overthinking again. Yeah, we just did it. You know, like okay, let's do it. We wanted to make a bit of sort of rock album. Just we just made it. We just did it, and we were happy that the reactions were really good, good, and that people understood the situation. And we have a very loyal fan base, and I'm very happy with that. You know, they're still coming to live gigs. You know, and we're very happy with that. Really, we survived this, and but it was a thingy. Yeah, of course.
Sure. Is it hard to deal with the fact of many people still look at the gathering as Anek Former's band, or is not a thing anymore?
No, for me, not. No, no. That's it's a closed book, and that's it. It's closed. Uh, what can I say about it? We continued. Anneke is continuing her pursuing her solo career, and we do it. And what people think, you know, people think a lot of things, and but we're happy with it as it is right now, you know, and we just continue and we just focus on writing beautiful music, and that's the main goal.
Yeah. And Bart Smith, the original lead singer of the band, collaborated with you on the song Afterwards. So I was to work again with him so many years after he left the band.
It is great. At a certain point, I think 8 years ago, he moved to Nijmegen, the Netherlands, to the place where we also live. He lived in Belgium, but he moved back to. He was from. He lived in Os, and then he came to Nijmegen. So we see him much more, and we still have very good contact with him. Of course, because we have a child together, you know, with Always, which will be 30 years old next year. So um, yeah, we still have good contact with him, and we like the idea to work on a song with him, you know, on the afterwards, because we were thinking that afterwards was perfectly to collaborate. It's because it's not a yeah, of course uh, it's a gathering album, you know, but I think it's a bit more experimental. We worked a lot with drum computers, you know, and we did some things. It's a glitch kind of album. So it was perfectly, and I think he did a magnificent job really on afterwards. So on the song afterwards. So we really liked yeah, to work with him. And he's also busy writing his own music. He has a lot of equipment, and yeah, we see each other now and then. That's very nice.
Could this collaboration be the beginning of a return to the roots in your sound, or it's just a song?
No, there is no. People always ask, you know, if you want to, if you go back to sort of the roots, if you go back, if you're going to do something with Anneke, if you people, yeah, it's nostalgia, totally nostalgia. We look forwards right now. We love to look back, you know, but we're not going to make music. Try to make music which people want to hear.
Yeah.
With the new album, it's like it's forwards. We only look forward right now, um, and that's what we do. That's what we focus on. So it's not. We will never go back. No, that will never happen. And I know, unfortunately, for a lot of people, you know, they're like, oh, yeah, it would be nice to have a Mandelion Part Two or Always Part Two, or but we did it already, and we, as I said, we love to look back, but we want to go to move forwards.
Yeah. So beside this new album that you were writing right now, what can you expect about the gathering in the near future?
Well, the live thing, we really don't know. So it's solely about yeah releasing of a new album. I think as it looks right now, we want to release a new single. When it's going to happen, yeah, it depends when we are finished, of course. I hope this spring, end of spring, summer maybe, and then release the album. And that's our main goal right now. And maybe we continue writing new songs. We have a lot of songs lying around, really. So if we are still in a situation that we can't play live, maybe we make an EP, or whatever. But it's solely focusing right now on the new album. I think that's the most important thing right now.
Yeah, we're looking forward for this album. And
Me
finally,
too. Yeah,
and
me too.
yeah, and finally, thank you so much for being here. It was a huge honor to meet you and to talk to you a little bit. So, any last words for the Portuguese fans and underground voice viewers?
Yeah, yeah. If we, yeah, it's the touring thing. We would love to go back someday. It's a long time ago that we played in Portugal, so I would love to go back to Portugal and play. I would love to play everywhere right now, even for 5 people, somewhere. And yeah, it's difficult right now, really. And but we would love to go back to Portugal because I'm thinking, when did we play Portugal the last time? I think it's more than 10, 12 years ago, I think.
Probably, yeah. I think 11 or 12 years. Yeah.
I think we did a festival, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah. Optim's alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did a festival, and yeah, it feels like another life, really. So long.
Yeah.
So that would be great. And yeah, nice to speak, Portugal. Yeah, I say hi to the guys of Moonspell, of course. They made a new album as well.
Yeah.
So really great. I guess Moonspell and
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
the Portuguese heroes. And yeah, we had a great time touring with them back then during the Mondillion period. We shared a bus together and had a great time. Very nice guys. So yeah, I just hope that it's that it's over and that we can play, that we get loose, so that we get loose and that we can go on and do our thing. And because you make an album, and it's nice to make an album, but there is a second thing, and that's doing the album live. It's not only promoting it, but it's also like it's yin and yang, more or less. The album and the live aspect. So it feels half making only an album.
Yeah.
But what can I say about it? We all want to play live. Yeah, it's something we all want to do. But love to go back, come back to Portugal if possible.
We hope so. We hope so. Well, once again, thank you so much and stay safe too.
You too. Thank you very much, and maybe we see each other.
We hope so. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.